Hey everyone! Welcome to the Bold and Beautiful 24. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Steffy Forrester finally met Ms. Sunshine, while Luna Nozawa spiraled out of control. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes had an unexpected visitor who came bearing a serious warning. Here's how Thursday's dramatic episode unfolded. At the Cliff House, Steffy and Taylor continued discussing their concerns about Ms. Sunshine and the inappropriate fortune teller Luna had sent home with Hayes Finnegan. Steffy then made her way to the beach house, hoping to get some answers from Ms. Dillon, who, at that moment, was being held at gunpoint by Luna. Ms. Dillon nervously reminded Luna that she had done what she was asked, but she was still terrified, for both herself and for Steffy. Luna ended up tying Ms. Dillon up in another room and gagging her. When Steffy arrived, expecting to confront Ms. Dillon, she was met by Luna instead, who popped out and caught her off guard. Luna brought up her half-brother and eventually made Steffy realize that she was Ms. Sunshine all along. Pulling out a gun, Luna demanded that Steffy finally listen and allow her to see John Finnegan. Back at the Cliff House, Taylor was shocked when Sheila Sharp unexpectedly showed up at the door. Although Taylor was upset that Sheila managed to get past security, Sheila insisted she wasn't there to cause trouble. She explained she hadn't been able to reach Steffy or Finn, so she decided to come in person. When Taylor mentioned that Luna had recently pulled a gun on Will Spencer, Sheila warned that Luna was planning to leave Los Angeles, and she was going out with a bang. That warning made it clear Steffy could be in serious danger. Over at Forrester Creations, Liam Spencer stopped by with one of Beth's favorite stuffed animals and spent some time with Hope Logan. She encouraged him once again to open up to his family about his condition. Hope was still clinging to the possibility of a miracle, but Liam was more focused on the people he'd be leaving behind, especially Hope, Steffy, Beth, and Kelly. When his phone chimed with a reminder to take his medication, Liam made it clear he wanted to spend as much time as possible with his loved ones. Their conversation eventually turned to Luna, who was still on the run after the sting involving Will. Liam was determined to protect everyone from her, but Hope did her best to offer some comfort. At the hospital, Grace Buckingham pushed Finn to talk to Liam about seeking treatment to extend his life. Finn cautioned that there could be side effects, but Grace stressed that Liam clearly wanted to be there for his daughters as long as possible. Still, Liam's tumor was growing, and time was running out. Grace made it clear how important it was, and Finn eventually agreed to reach out. During this conversation, Grace was clearly distracted. Her phone kept buzzing with calls and messages. She eventually answered and snapped at the caller, saying she couldn't talk right now. More messages followed, and Grace grew increasingly agitated, wanting to be left alone. Finn noticed her distress and offered support, acknowledging that her family had been through a lot. He told her he'd be there if she ever wanted to open up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease more chaos ahead as Finn gets updates on the Luna situation. Things are about to spiral even further out of control. Shooting victims revealed. Triple surgery emergency after Luna's meltdown. According to B&B spoilers, 3 people will end up getting shot as Luna's storyline explodes. A triple surgery emergency is on the horizon. But who will the victims be? It's likely that Sheila Sharp will be the first. She's expected to intervene at the beach house in an attempt to stop Luna from shooting Steffy, potentially taking a bullet herself in the process. That still leaves 2 more victims. Luna might shoot Sheila and then force Steffy to take her to Finn, desperate to see her father. Liam, who's been pressing Finn about protecting Steffy, may get involved and end up getting shot as well. Later in the week, July 7th to 11th, Bill Spencer will be desperate to see Liam, hinting that Liam may have suffered a gunshot wound. As for the 3rd victim, it's possible Luna could shoot Finn himself. After all, Sheila once shot her own son, and Luna might tragically follow that path. Alternatively, Remy Price could step in to stop Luna and become the 3rd victim instead. Ms. Dillon is another possible candidate, though she doesn't seem important enough in the storyline to warrant a major surgery scene. And of course, there's always a chance Luna herself could be shot during a struggle over the weapon. No matter how it plays out, things will go terribly wrong for Luna, and the outcome could be deadly. Viewers can expect a high-stakes hospital rush, 3 emergency surgeries, and at least 1 life lost. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna's rampage is about to bring heartbreak and chaos, so stay tuned for more explosive twists. Sheila died taking Luna's bullet meant for me. I never thought I'd mourn her. My name is Steffy Forrester, and if you'd told me a year ago I'd be sitting here, tear-streaked, shaken, mourning Sheila Carter of all people, I would have laughed. Or screamed. Maybe both. But life doesn't care what makes sense. It just throws you into the middle of chaos, and sometimes you only understand the pieces after it's all shattered. It started on a quiet Tuesday. The kind of quiet that makes your skin itch because it feels wrong. I should have known something was coming. You live enough years in this family, with our enemies and betrayals and bitter love triangles, and you start to sense the storm before it hits. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened at the beach house that afternoon. It was supposed to be a simple visit. I'd been trying to keep some distance from Luna. Ever since the whole drugged sleeping with Zen fiasco, things had been strained between her and my stepson, RJ. And by extension, everyone else. But I didn't think she'd spiral like this. None of us did. Taylor, my mother, was the first one to notice something off. She'd bumped into Luna at the hospital. Said she looked wired. Not angry, not sad. Just blank. Like someone who's already decided on something terrible. She asked if you'd be alone today, Mom told me later. Said something about the beach house. At the time, I brushed it off. I figured maybe Luna wanted to talk, clear the air. God knows there was enough tension to go around. But when I got there, the second I walked through the door, I felt it. That quiet. That wrongness. The place was too still. I didn't even get a chance to set down my keys before I heard the click. That unmistakable sound of a safety being disengaged. I turned, and there she was. Luna. Standing in front of the kitchen island, arms stiff, eyes glassy. And in her hands, a gun. A real one. Shaking slightly, like it was too heavy for her, but steady enough to make my blood run cold. You ruined everything, she said. Her voice was soft. Too soft. Like a lullaby before the fall. At first, I thought she was bluffing. This wasn't the Luna I knew. Sweet, naive, bright-eyed Luna who made RJ light up every time she walked into a room. But grief and betrayal do things to people. And I guess I never understood how deep her heartbreak ran, how much she blamed me for what happened. Luna, put it down, I said slowly, holding my hands out. We can talk about this, okay? I know you're hurting, but this isn't the answer. You think I care about answers, she snapped. You stood by and watched my life fall apart. You had the power to fix it, to tell RJ it wasn't my fault, that I didn't know I was drugged. But you didn't. You judged me. You made me feel like trash. I opened my mouth to protest, but the words caught in my throat. Because she wasn't entirely wrong. I had judged her. Harshly. Too harshly, maybe. I'm sorry, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. I was protecting my family. I didn't see how much you were hurting. She laughed. A hollow, bitter sound. You always protect your own, right? Even if it means destroying someone else. The gun raised a little higher. And I froze. This was really happening. And then, the front door burst open. It happened so fast I almost didn't process it. One moment it was just Luna and me, and the next, Sheila Carter was standing in the doorway. Out of breath. Eyes wide. Desperate. Luna, don't. Sheila shouted. My heart did a somersault. Not from fear, though that had been my default reaction to Sheila for most of my adult life, but from confusion. What the hell was she doing here? Luna flinched, startled. But she didn't lower the gun. You shouldn't be here, she hissed. This is between me and her. She's not the enemy, Luna, Sheila said, stepping forward slowly, carefully, like she was approaching a wounded animal. I know you're angry. I know you feel betrayed. But you are not a killer. This isn't you. Shut up. Luna screamed. Her hands were shaking harder now. The gun wobbled slightly in her grip. You don't get to act like you care. You don't even know me. But I know what it's like to be so full of pain you don't see straight, Sheila said. I've made more mistakes than anyone in this room. I've hurt people I loved. People I was supposed to protect. And every single time I thought I was justified. That I had no other choice. But that path, it only leads to more pain. You don't want to walk down it. I watched Luna's face flicker. Just for a moment. A crack in the armor. And I thought maybe, just maybe, Sheila had gotten through. But then Luna's eyes darkened again. And I knew. She wasn't listening anymore. I can't go back, she whispered. Not after this. And then she aimed the gun straight at me. I didn't even have time to scream. The shot rang out. And Sheila lunged. She moved like lightning, like every maternal instinct she'd ever buried erupted all at once. She didn't hesitate. She didn't think. She just threw herself between me and the bullet. The sound was deafening. The impact, even more so. Sheila crumpled to the floor like a puppet whose strings had been cut. Blood spreading fast beneath her. Crimson against the pale tile. Her eyes still open. Shocked. Luna froze. The gun slipped from her fingers and clattered to the ground. And I ran. I dropped to my knees beside Sheila, my hands already slick with her blood. I pressed them to the wound, her chest, just below the collarbone, praying it wasn't too late. Sheila, I choked. Stay with me. Please. Please, stay with me. She coughed. A horrible, wet sound. But she smiled. Actually smiled.